Hi friends. So today's Wellness Minutes are about sweeteners and sugar substitutes. So I wanted to clear up some confusion because I think especially with the onset of keto, there's some people confused about what is healthy versus what is maybe damaging. So first of all, off the hop, I wanted to address the old school sweeteners. Now, these are the yellow packets and the blue packets and the pink packets, who shall remain nameless, but they have the common ingredients of, aspartame, saccharin, sucralose, and these artificial sweeteners just wreak havoc on the body. So first of all, aspartame is a neurotoxin. So it can actually alter your mood. Okay, it poisons the nervous system, and it's just creates all sorts of havoc. So if you're eating anything that's sweetened with aspartame, and that goes for yogurt and any type of candy or gum, okay, sweetened with aspartame, you want to get off that like ASAP. Okay, the other sweeteners, one of them really causing a lot of damage on the liver. Sucralose does a lot to like really alter the metabolism. So it affects the liver in that way. And the saccharin has been known to cause some cancer. So we want to steer clear from all of those. Now we get into sugar alcohols, and there's a lot of debate on sugar alcohols, whether they're damaging or not. They're not exactly sugar, they're not exactly a carbohydrate, they're not exactly an alcohol, they're kind of in the middle. And while they are great as far as weight, sugar management when it comes to counting calories and things like that. So for the nature of keto, a lot of people really gravitate towards the sugar alcohols. They can wreak havoc on your microbiome, so like your gut flora, right? And long term, that's not really a great plan either. Now, the sugar alcohols are like all the things that kind of end in all, so like maltitol, xylitol, these kind of things. Xylitol actually is one of the better choices for sugar alcohols because it does come from birch bark. It's a little bit less genetically modified. However, with all of the sugar alcohols, that's one thing to be aware of, is that a lot of them are GMO, so genetically modified. Hard to get a really good clean source there. And these sugar alcohols, they don't just hurt the microbiome, they really cause some inflammatory bowel issues in a lot of people. Like most people get very gassy on them. So if you're somebody that's having these like diabetic chocolates with sugar alcohols, and you're constantly like gassy and farting and clearing out a room, that's why. It's the sugar alcohols, and they're just not getting digested properly. They don't get digested in the small intestine. They bypass it and go right down to the large intestine, to the bowel, and that's part of the reason that it causes such a debacle there with your gut flora. So just keeping that in mind. If you have like Crohn's, colitis, or irritable bowel or anything like that, definitely stay away from sugar alcohols, because they're just going to bloat you and cause you a lot of pain. So just keep that in mind. So then, what else? What are our other options? Well, low calorie, if you are keto or you're someone that's really watching the sugars, then you would have to go to stevia or go to monk fruit. Monk fruit still, there's a little debate on monk fruit as far as like the sweetener end of things, and how much caloric intake there is there. But I would say in small doses, both of them would be good. My personal choice would be stevia. There's a lot of really great stevia sources out there now, and they're more of a natural source, less genetically modified, a lot of them organic, and that kind of waxy aftertaste that used to exist, as also is present in xylitol, PS, that waxy aftertaste. It's less and less now with a really good source stevia. So if I was going to go no sugar and I was really worried about calories or counting any net carbs, that type of thing, then yeah, stevia would be the one that I would choose. Having said all that, just be mindful that anytime you're putting something that's kind of tricking the body, it's not always great. So you want to be careful in how much of that you're consuming. I wouldn't try to make that be a staple in your diet. It would be more of a treat, for lack of a better word. And I would try to, if you're really watching your sugar and really watching that calorie count, then I would steer clear of sweet things in general, because Metabolically and blood sugar speaking, you know, that metabolism starts right in your mouth with your taste buds. So as soon as you put something in there that's going to trigger a sweetness response, there really already is starting a cascade for blood sugar management. And you want to be aware that if you're really going to dive into these sugar substitutes or sweeteners, that you're going to be messing with your metabolism that way and kind of wreaking havoc long term. And that's not even mentioning the effects that it's going to have on the endocrine system in general. So keeping that in mind. So if you're going to go for, you know, you want to get rid of table sugar, but you do want something a little sweet, you know, what are your other options? And if you can add a few calories in there, you know, off the keto and just going back to nature, what can you use instead? Bananas are great, like banana puree. Yes, they're high in sugar and fructose and natural sugars, but they're naturally sweet. Applesauce, naturally sweet, right? Blackstrap molasses, a decent choice, right? Honey, a good choice. So these are sugars with some nutritional value, for lack of a better word. So there's actually something coming in of some merit instead of just tricking the taste buds, right? So these are the things that I would go to, and just be mindful when you're, you know, wanting that sweet taste to try to go for more of a natural. Stay away from the processed things, stay away from the box stuff, and reach for something that actually has some nutritional value and gives you the benefit that the body's craving. Because when the body is craving sugar, it's often looking for energy, right? And so maybe the answer to that is to give it, you know, a piece of fruit, something it's looking for, or better yet, get out and have a little bit of a walk and energize your body that way. So I hope this gave you some information that you're looking for and clarified a few things and give you something to ponder. So food for thought. Stay healthy, friends.